A very big welcome to you, my dear Leo. So the sun now is in the lovers in Gemini, and when the sun is in Gemini, the communication, then we want to shine out this connection, a connection that starts within you, the Leo wildness with this gentle creature cuddling, loving each other, and knowing that they are extremely opposite, but they are there for each other. And this is a really beautiful moment that we feel coming through the sun to us. And so the 19, we turn into a 10, which is then the wheel of fortune. And we are fortunate enough then to see this love, the 6, and the 6 and the 10 is the 16, and we know what needs to go so that we can stay in this sacred moment. And the 7 appears after we calculate the 16 together, and the 7 is the emotional intelligence that knows that this is something that we experience in the highest chakra, the crown chakra. I mean, it's beautiful, right, when you think about it. And so the sun is giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign. And so you are able to roar into your subconscious. And now you have evolved. Look at this. It's almost like this is your past, and now you have grown into this woman that connects with the Leo or the lion energy even deeper and further. And so it's so beautiful, right? The deck of the good tarot, and you see that she knows what she wants, and she is roaring into the moon, and she's literally like, yes, I know what I need to get rid of. That's what the feelings and the subconscious lets us always know. So we're gonna look then also into the world, which is Saturn. Saturn has moved into Aries, and it's a new feeling, right? It's not anymore dreamy and lovey, and it's more action oriented. What's happening Saturn are the lessons and also the borders, and we really do something about it. And then we're going to look at the King of Fire. And here I always gave you the dates where the King of Fire has the significance, which is the 13th of July to the 12th of August. But now I'm going to make a distinction. There is the King of Wands between the 13th of July to the 22nd of July. But what's interesting here, this king has the soul aspect above the Chariot. And this moment I explain in the reading before, where the moon was in Cancer. And so there you can see, if you're born there, you can see this message here. And then there is the King of Wands with the strength as a soul. That's between the 23rd of July to the 12th of August. Then you are a clear Leo, right? And so it's important that you understand that. And then there is also the soul aspect, but below the Knight of Pentacles, which is between the 13th of August to the 21st of August. And this is the mix, right? Again, that I also bring in today into the reading. And so just understand that there is now a shift here where I go more into the details of these two aspects as a court card and as the soul that is guiding us, right, which is always above us. And so just understand that this is now changing. And of course, this is the 5th house of play and joy, and Virgo is the 6th house of work and routine. Back then we had Taurus sun giving Leo moon the light, and we had Pluto in Aquarius retrograde. I was doing a special there, and the message was, you can heal now your soulmate relationship and stay or move on. And it was a very special reading, right? And I looked if there is a reoccurring card, and there is not, and so we can begin the reading. Good. We begin with the King of Fire. The King of Fire is getting the Chariot, and that's Cancer. And so the 5 and the 7 is the 12, and the 12 is Neptune, and Neptune has moved into Aries. And we're not dreaming about it anymore. We take action. The 12 turns into a 3, and the 3 is the Empress. The Empress, empowered through the Venus aspect, right? She knows what she wants, and she goes and gets it. And so what is Cancer saying? You're getting the Princess of Cups. And these are the water signs, which is Cancer. So Cancer is here. And of course Scorpio and Pisces, right? And so you know what you want because you go and get it. Always have gotten it since a young age. And so maybe you have some Cancer aspects in you. So maybe you are the King of Wands that has the Chariot above as a soul aspect. And so you understand now that there is a mix. Maybe you are the mix. Maybe you want to look also into the reading before, because there I really talk specifically about this mix. And so here you see your young version of you that feels this mix. It's not easy to be a mix, because the pure, it's like, okay, I'm Leo and also the King of Wands, but here I have the Chariot as a soul and the King of Wands as a court card. So observe and watch that. The 12 and the 3 is the 15. That's then the Capricorn, the wanting to be good, wanting to be excellent in the work that you do, and maybe you always had that. Now, of course, I want to see what is the Mother Piece Tarot bringing. You're getting the Priestess of Discs to the left, and that's Capricorn. And so, interesting enough, here we have a 15, that's the Devil, that's Capricorn, the soul aspect, the attachments to the career and the success, and now the Queen of Pentacles is coming, which is Capricorn, which is the court card for Capricorn, which is the 10th house of career and success. And so I see here that you always wanted some career and successful life, but something is off because it's reverse here. And the reverse is always just saying that you are maybe feeling something is off, just feeling something is off, because here she does yoga. She is like in tune, but somehow she feels she's not so in tune, because it's pointing to the left, it's pointing over here to this. And you gotta see, maybe you are challenged by a Capricorn to see if you can overcome maybe some of the insecurities that you have since your childhood. What is Capricorn bringing? Capricorn is bringing you the Page of Swords. And so here we have Gemini, which is the Sun in Gemini right now. We have Libra and we have Aquarius. And Aquarius is opposite of you, my dear Leo. And so here comes a very interesting combination. These are always the young generations. These are the young water signs. These are the young air signs. And so here we had the 12 plus the 3 zodiac signs was the 15. Then she came. The 15 is the 6 and the 10 is the 16. Something's gotta go, so that you can see a new love coming to you, a new knowledge coming to you also through Aquarius, and a new just way of doing things in this world. Very beautiful moment here. I feel like it's quite intricate how this is talking just to you, to the King of Fire. Now the mix. the Knight of Pentacles, which has the strength above him, right? We get the High Priest, and that's the Hierophant, that's Taurus. And so the sixth zodiac sign and the fifth major arcana is the 11. It's a portal. And you walking into this portal, you walking into a stability, you walking also into a spiritual awareness. What is coming from Taurus is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords, it's that one thought that has come through the Page of Swords, through Aquarius, right? Where you understand that everything is maybe about the intelligence and the charm and the ambition and the creativity, because the tip of the sword is pointing at the sexual part of this woman. And this sword is pointing up to the crown. So you have one sword coming down and the other sword coming up. And so we need to learn to understand that the spiritual aspect, that we work up, but it comes down when we in it. And so there's an 11 and the 1, 3 times the 1. A bigger portal is talking to you here. What is coming from the Mother Piece Tarot? You're getting the 8 of Cups to the right, which is Saturn in Pisces, and Saturn was in Pisces before this. Now Saturn is in Aries, and Aries is fire, and before Saturn was in water, and it's reverse, and the octopus is holding his most favorite cups, but he needs to let them go because otherwise he cannot eat, he cannot move, he cannot do anything. And so it's really interesting. You have 3 times the 1 and the 8 here. And the 8 is the infinite symbol that we always understand. And you see when it's upright, you see him here like holding on to his favorite cups. But it's reverse again, slightly to the right. And so you understand something needs to shift. So, of course, the 8 and the 1 is a 9, so this could be the 9-11 or the 11-9 as a date that could be of significance for you, right? Observe, watch always how all of this is talking to you. Then we look at the moon. The moon is getting the benefactor, the grace and generosity of the number 3, where we are here opening ourselves up to the Amnamita Muscaria, which is opening up your consciousness into the understanding that deep in your subconscious are things that you want to clear. The 18 plus the 3 is the 21, and the 21 is the world, and that's Saturn. And we're going to look at Saturn. So open yourself up to new encounters, because when we move on, Saturn in Pisces, it's like we have learned the lessons and now we're moving on. And I think you are moving on, right? What is coming from your deck? Again, the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Waters. So you have here an 8-8 portal through the 8 of Cups twice, right? And it's really beautiful because I keep using different decks. And so I know that this is really important right now, and that the 8 is talking to you in a way where you recognize how important it is that you understand that we are learning constantly. It's that infinite loop of inhale and exhale. And so the 21, right, turns into a 3. The 3 and the 8 is the 11 again. So you have again an 11. So right now you have 5 times the 1. And that's beautiful because the 5 is the 5th chakra where we talk about it, what we have learned. And I think you understand clearly this is important. But also the 21 plus the 8 is the 29. And the 29 is also an 11 that is then left. And I think you understand what the message is here. The Sun in Gemini now is bringing you the number 4, the West, the puzzle piece. That's the place where the sun sets, and so it's also the space where we let go of the things that don't work and we start realizing something quite profound. and the 19 turns into the 10 and the 4 is the 14. That's Sagittarius, that's temperance, that's coming into your center between inhale and exhale, and the 5 is left, and then you have a 5 here with the Hierophant, and the 5 is always talking about it, right? 2 times the 5, be creative the way you talk about what you have experienced. What is coming from Gemini? You get the 8 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Pentacles is Sun in Virgo, and Virgo is here the Knight of Pentacles, right? And so maybe here comes the Sun in Virgo, that moment where you're working on yourself, and you have again an 8, you have then here 1, 2, 3 times the 8, and in there you recognize how important it is to become self-sufficient, to become self-empowered, and know that in the self-empowerment lies the secret, lies the puzzle piece that you are now using, because we had here the 14, the 5 was left, the 5 and the 8 is the 13. There's a transformation in how you make things happen right now. So make it happen, be focused, and say to yourself, yes, I am the Emperor, because the 13 turns then into the 4, and the 4 is the Emperor, and the Emperor is right now important because the world is in Aries is the Emperor. So the world is bringing you the Knight of Emotions, and that's Pisces. And the world, Saturn was in Pisces. Saturn in Pisces, the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Waters, Saturn in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces. You realize there that you dreamed about a lot of beautiful things, but it was difficult to make them a reality. Now that Saturn is actually in Aries, you can make it a reality. And I want to see what is Pisces saying, and it's really, you cannot make this up. Aries is coming. The Emperor is coming. The rebel is coming. So be a loving rebel, right? The 21, the 3, the 12, the 3, the 33. This is mastery. Mastery in knowing that lovingly you want to be the Emperor, the rebel that does the things the way he does it. And so the 33 and the 4. And what is coming from Aries? Because I want to, of course, know what is Aries bringing, because Saturn is in Aries. The 4 of Swords, 33, 44. And the 4 of Swords is Jupiter in Libra, and Libra is opposite of Aries. And this is a clear sign. If you want to be a rebel, if you want to lovingly go this path, you need to meditate. You need to be strong from deep within. You need to know that sometimes you need to hold that sword, and you have the pages of swords, and you have that one sword. One sword is all you need. That's the sword he's holding on to. That's the sword the young generation is pointing at, because they are creative. They want to have these ideas happening. And so you are getting inspired through this. Look at this. The sword is also pointing down. In the 4 of Swords, Jupiter expanding in the creative aspect of being rebellious, but also being the Knight of Cups, which is Pisces, which is the path of love, which is Jesus. I mean, this is 33, 44, 5 times the 1, 3 times the 8. And here you have the 3, 3 times the 3, self-empowerment. And here you have the 4, 3 times the 4. I mean, it's really, you see, this is like, this is crazy. This is amazing. And so enjoy it. Enjoy this moment. It's important what's coming down here. And you have here also the 3-3 zodiac signs. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times the 3. Oh my God, 5 times the 3. The throat chakra, the spiritual leader. We have a new elect Pope. Let's be rebellious. Let's be different. A new zeitgeist is coming, and it's important that you understand that, and it's important that there is a new way of working coming to us. And this new way of working coming to us is saying, are you ready? Are you ready to move on to a better place, to a better connection with other people, to a better everything, so that this world can really evolve into a new world? I think you're ready. Wow, beautiful. I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the sun in Cancer. The Chariot is here. Success. Be successful in the love that you're bringing out into this world. Be successful. Be this beautiful horse that brings it out. And out of there comes the rebel. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.